All right, family. Thank you so much for being here again. We are on Documenting Dreams with none other than myself, Jenelle Hanes, founder of Just Be LLC. Also, your president of Eagle 7 Early Risers Toastmasters. We meet every Saturday at 8 a.m. online. And today I have an extra special guest, someone who has cloned the name, or coined the name rather, Food Fighter. And his name is Nick Robertson. He is one of my homeboys and known him since the 6th grade. So it's crazy that we are in this place and to know that you are continuing to do great things in the community. So I'm excited for our Dreamer community to hear what you are doing in the city of Raleigh, North Carolina, the city that we both grew up in. And so much has changed. And so what I would like for you to do is tell us about what it means to be a founder of what Raleigh Relief Project is and what it means to be a food fighter in the city of Raleigh.
All right. First of all, thanks for having me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. So yeah, I'm the founder of the Raleigh Relief Project, and it's basically a project designed to fight the ills of what's going on in our community right now. And the way I look at it, every community has different needs, different obstacles, different type of people. So every community, every region, every individual, every family has to be cared for and looked for specifically with the care and service that they need. And that was the design of our project, to be a moldable, changeable, adaptable, organic service project that is designed to take care of the people who need the most help and to give them the exact resources that they need. And we do that by partnering with other nonprofits and agencies, like just different mental health agencies, different healthcare facilities, other food pantries, substance abuse entities and facilities like that, just trying to in scope a whole parachute of service around people and individuals who need it. And just basically, to make a long story short, is partnering everybody that's in service and making them part of the same fist.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So what is happening in the city? Because, now I've moved away. Actually, it's crazy to think I've been away for almost 15 years. And, I hear about it because I still have people there. But tell me exactly, what do you see from your vantage point that's happening?
I saw like 3 people just laying out in the middle of the street today alone. Like one guy looked like he was dead on the side of the road. Like all of the hotels and stuff we used to party in, we were kids that filled with homeless people now. And a lot of the fall, there's no structure for these people. There's no safety net for them. There's nobody that cares about these people that are on thin ice. And anybody that's in the service world or nonprofit world, like when you talk about funding and getting the resources that you need, everybody is fighting for the same resources. Getting government funding, donors, grants, and all of that stuff, it takes a lot out of you. So with these people, for the same
pocket of money, yeah.
But yeah, we're all in the same bucket. And I have a guy who is about some money. And money, in this type of service, money is usually the hardest part. So
yeah.
I'm trying to make it so money is the easiest part. So once we get this money flowing, we're gonna fund ourselves. So I'm tired of knocking on the government's door and not getting an answer. It's a bunch of parks and stuff being built around here, but like nothing that can really help anybody. So we're gonna take care of ourselves. We're gonna take care of ourselves and try to be a model of change of just how to serve and fight for people.
Yeah. So where did that come from for you? Where did what stirred in you that said, I need to create this thing, this place of relief?
A lot of it was just organic, man. Throughout the pandemic, before I got promoted at my old job, I was just dead set on raising some money and creating our own program, a new program that could take care of more people and all this and all of that. And I was just like, people need help right now. So started doing the work. It's in communities that people historically haven't poured into. And it's just a sense of just being tired. I'm tired of knocking on people's doors, tired of waiting on people to give us handouts and donations and all of that. It's like we have to go find another way to fight. Because when you talk about food distribution, not just food distribution, like things nonprofits do, service world, helping out people with mental health problems, it's such a waiting game for everything. Everything is just you're at the mercy of the city, at the mercy of the state, at the mercy of the county, at the mercy of the mayor and the city council and everybody. And most of these people don't even care anyway. So we're gonna make the hard part the easy part. And once we get the money, I have designed this to be an exhaustive program through the things that I've learned. Sometimes you can learn what not to do and how not to be as a leader and as an organization.
That's the best lesson. That's the best lesson. Yes. Yeah.
So one thing I'm carrying home with me, and I want everybody, if I get above it, please check me. My organization will never be bigger than the people we serve.
Man, you are saying so much right now. So I don't know if you do know, but the BE in my business name is Boldly Educate. And the reason why I named it that is because we have to be able to speak boldly about those things we're passionate about so that people will jump in and help. And so I feel like what you're doing is being very bold, and I'm excited because, now I can let people know, that's the purpose of this podcast. There's so many people out here with dreams and they need to be shared. And I'm just honored that you're here so that people can hear it and know and understand that it's not just happening where you are, it's happening everywhere. And we need more people who are ready to be bold and create things to happen, to make things happen and not wait, right? And so
can't wait.
No, and if you have an idea, just do it. You know what I mean? Just try it. And 9 times out of 10, I had this conversation in one of my other podcasts. I'm a visionary, right? And so generally what happens with visionary, you find yourself meeting process people or, people that are, poking holes in your ideas, which is great, right? But yes, but that's not a bad thing. But I will tell you, my greatest lesson came from this person on my previous podcast. And when you are doing and serving, working in your gift, or like I like to say, walking in your gift, God will bring the people to you that'll make that vision come true. And the lesson, I learned that lesson through that person. It was like, dang, it was something as simple as a hairstyle I wanted her to do. And I remember it was cute or whatever, but I was trying to guide her and tell her how I wanted it because I could do hair too. And while it was cute, I still felt like I was limited in her vision, but I'm reminded every day as a visionary and someone who is a believer that God will put people in your circle to help that vision come through, which leads me to my next question. So this is your dream and this is the thing that you are, it's happening through you. And who is the person that's in the background that's getting the least amount of credit while you're doing this work?
Who is the person you mean in my life?
Yeah.
Getting the least amount of credit?
Yeah, that's like pushing you to do this thing, but you haven't necessarily said.
My mother. My mother, man. She's my backbone. The lessons that I've got from my parents, like when he was talking about, like, I don't care if I'm around when my kids are 45, I'm still there for them.
Yeah,
like absolutely. Just having great parents and a great support system.
Yeah.
I posted this on Facebook the other day too. Like, people don't put the appreciation on that because when you talk about having great parents, a great support system, having great friends, some people have none of that at all.
True.
At all. And I mean, that's a serious hindrance. Like the person with the cure for cancer just might not have support.
To keep pushing them to come out with the cure, right? When it gets hard. So it's no, you trying to take over my interview, but you're not.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Joking. No, but it's funny because like this is a good thing. Things come up and then you keep going on from that thing that comes up. But I do want to know, you talked about not having friends. or people doing things and they don't have the support they need. I absolutely know you have the support you need. And if you had to think about it from a sports context, like who's in your starting five? Who are the people who are, holding you accountable? You don't have to name them, but maybe name some of their attributes. I like to say I have my elite 8. Like all my listeners know I got an elite 8, right? And those people have done different things and had different purposes. So if you had to name, and you don't have to name 8, it might be 5, 6, it might be 3. Who are those people, or what are their attributes?
So I got my girl EC.
Right.
Look, I would call her. What would I call her? I would just call her my partner in crime, because it's like you need somebody. Both of us dislike the same people, so we go on a crap talking fest together.
Yeah.
Like, I got some people. Look, I got some people to talk about. You don't have me on speaker right now. Please.
Right. That's funny.
And honestly, both of us have been wrong a lot, like, in our careers, because you know her and you know me, like,
yeah,
we have like dominating personalities,
yeah,
and especially with this color skin, that really don't go well to a lot of people, so we rub a lot of people the wrong way, and we have to rely on each other, man, to realize that, I know who I am without somebody telling me who I am.
Right. Which is funny, because I think most people would argue that you were pretty quiet.
You see, I've been through some things. You don't know the growing up me. Especially like the past 3 years, man. Oh my God. I've been raging. Tupac been raging out of me the past 3 years. Like just dealing. I'm telling you, this whole racial walk has really put some real. My teeth have never been this sharp, but it's just like I can't let the emotions get away from me, because man, this is about us as a people. Making this walk. Like I'm standing up for some people, and that's like one of the reasons why I lost my job, was standing on something that mattered. And it's amazing to me how many fake people there are in this world. Because being real makes you look aggressive, or makes you look like you're causing problems and all of that. And it's just like, I'm taking care of these people that y'all aren't willing to stand up for.
Right. Like, this is why we're here. Like, why are we not serving the purpose for why we're here? Totally get it.
Yeah.
So we got.
I'll be honest. Like I don't really have. When you talk about support, I'm really lonely right now. I'm really, and I can't even be fake about it.
Why do you feel that? Like, what is it that makes you lonely?
With the realm that I'm in, that I'm walking in, there are not a lot of successful Black men in this situation. Okay. And most of those are usually like college boys and all of that, and square dude. And that's not me. And
I might not know you, but I know you. And what I do know is that you were once on that, I'm gonna say square path, if you will, but you have always been an intellect. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's interesting. We are in a similar place, but I know there came a point probably when we were both too cool for school, right? So, we were in the gifted classes and all of that, but the social thing became much more important. And so we saw ourselves take a shift. Academically and even and socially to some degree. We were being social, but that social circle looked different. You know what I mean? Like you still had some of the same friends, but the desire to feel socially important got us away from that path. So I'm only saying that to say you got some square in you, brother.
No, but listen, but what I want to explain to you is like, I'm too Black at work, but I'm not Black enough for the hood either. You see what I'm saying? You see me in my suit. I was over at Food Line on Raleigh Boulevard a couple of months ago. And I don't know if y'all had a Black Israelites down there in Georgia, but they up here deep. They're Black Israelites up here.
Yeah,
deep.
They were the purple and gold.
Yeah. And he was trying to tell me about myself because I had a suit on. And you know, he's sitting here yapping and all of this. It's a crowd forming around us and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, my guy. Like, yo, you standing right where my homeboy got shot in the face at, yo. And I was right here when it happened.
Yeah.
So, like, you talking to the wrong person.
You don't
so
know
it's
me.
like, yeah, I have the best of both worlds, but I get judged by every single world, though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, I don't.
That was part of the social struggle.
Yeah. I don't have a tribe right now. But we're forming that, though. You know, that takes some time. You know?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, is that, so let's kind of break it down too, though. Is that professionally and personally the combination of both? Or, you know, because you said as a Black man, you feel lonely, you know what I mean? So, you know, is that both? And
it's both.
It's both. Okay.
Because, you know, like, my story, I'm like, so, you know, me and the mother of my kids, we broke up like 4 years ago. So I'm like alone. You know what I mean? Professionally, personally, all of that.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know, but at the same time, you know, it's just like God is saying, like, it's time for me to do some work. That's why I'm alone, because I got some work to do.
Well, yeah, and that's part of your story, right? So that's one of my questions I have. You know, where would you, if you were going to have somebody tell your story, or if you're going to tell your story, at what point in your life would you start the story?
The very beginning. Like, I'm so misunderstood. Like, yo, y'all got to hear this from the very beginning, because you're going to miss some parts. And people, I mean, I'm telling you, you have, and the one of the main reasons why I don't judge people, because I get judged all the time.
So what's the beginning?
September 12, 19... Nah, I ain't gonna go that far back. You know what? I'm not gonna say the very beginning. I would probably say probably my teenage years, because that was like the most transformative, and like I have some hallmark memories and milestone memories before that, but when you talk about what we do now, like, a lot of that started back then. Because it's like, you know what we used to be, dealing with drug addicts. I call them the undesirables, those type of people. Like, these are the people I grew up with, so they're just like regular people to me. Yeah. You know? So,
in a neighborhood away. It wasn't like they were, you know, untouchable.
Exactly.
They were a neighborhood away.
Yeah. Exactly. So, like, you know, I mean, it created a sense of normalcy for these people, for me, the people, you know, that people have disdain for. You know, like, a guy, I was over there the other day in front of the Chinese store. This guy walked up on me, man, and he was like having a manic episode. And he was just like, man, I'm about to rob somebody right now. I'm about to rob somebody. I was about to wind my window, like, look, bro, you better back up on me. You ain't gonna rob me.
Right.
But like, he was going through it, man. And I gave him a little bit of money and everything. Yeah. And it brought him back down, you know. Yeah. But it was just, these are the type of people that people don't even take time to even talk to or listen to or understand or anything.
So do you feel like that's your... So you feel like that is your purpose? To help people understand the misunderstood?
Yeah, I'm here to spread love. What biggest spread love is the Brooklyn way. It's the godly way. Like, when you talk about people preach. Just be kind to people, and that's showing people that you can give to people without judging them, without feeling a certain way, and all of that. That's a lesson in itself without even saying a word.
Just be a cheerful giver.
I'm just all about spreading love, man, and being kind to people. Like, when you talk about spirituality, religions, all of this, all of that, everybody say they're this and they're that until you call your God a different God. Now y'all are enemies. I don't care what you call your God. How do you treat people? It's really that simple. I don't care what you call your God. How do you treat people? Like, what thoughts? And I don't even have bad thoughts. Like, there's a couple of people I want to punch in the face, but it's like, when you talk about, like, devious, dirty, down low stuff that people do and people think, I don't want to do anything to anybody. I just want to live my life, man.
So is that your personal mission? Is your personal mission to show people how to treat other people?
Yep. Because hey, look, the world got it wrong.
The
world got it wrong. I think everybody is wrong. Like how men are treated and how women are treated. Just with men, like we're taught from toddlers on up to not cry, not do this, not do that, don't show any emotion. And then you end up with a grown man that doesn't understand how to articulate his emotions.
Yep.
And there are so many men out here like that that can't even tell you how they're feeling.
Yep.
And I remember I've been thinking about this for a long time. I was 38 years old the first time I physically said my feelings are hurt. I was sitting in bed like, just say it. My feelings are hurt. I almost threw up when I said it. But
yeah, you were being very vulnerable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the condition, you know, it's the condition that we're going through. And just like with women, like women should be chemically imbalanced. Y'all go through things we don't go through, okay? If you can make a baby for 9 months, this is a chemical equation. And then expel it just like that. Like, I have seen postpartum depression.
Yep.
I have seen it firsthand and had to acknowledge it. And not just brush it off. You know what I mean?
No.
As a woman being a woman. And we have to stop in our tracks, man, and realize what's right and what's wrong, man. And realize the things that need to be corrected. Yeah. One of the biggest issues I have right now is the relationship between Black men and Black women. And yeah, all of y'all are wrong. I'm telling y'all right now, all of y'all are wrong. Like everybody, like get on their soapbox. All these dudes get on their soapbox, take up for the dudes. All these girls get on their soapbox, take up for the women. Do y'all understand that we need to get out of these soapboxes and come together because we need each other? Because everybody has their issues. But you don't see white men and white women battling each other, yo. Like you don't see that at all. And it's like, and I know this was how this system was designed. We have been systemically broken to pieces.
Yep.
But if you understand the systemic, you can also understand, all right, what can I do with the person I see in the mirror to help change this? So that's one of the reasons why. Because we just have a lot to change.
Oh yeah, one of my friends described it as a major undoing.
Yeah, I like that. A major undoing. I like that a lot.
I mean, think about it. We were on boats for years. We were being broken for years before we got on the boats. And then we had to travel for years and continue to be broken down into small pieces. And then we got here to literally get broken some more.
Still getting broken.
Still continue to get broken. But to your point, we do have to look at the man in the mirror at some point, or the woman in the mirror at some point and say, you know, when am I going to be the change that I want to see? And the work is not easy. Yeah, we can, absolutely. But I'm going to tell you what, though, in all the wrongness of my people and the wrong that we've been done, I absolutely love being Black. Let me tell you, you can, oh my gosh, it's indescribable.
It is. You can't replicate. You can't. Me and Isiama can just look at each other sometime like, yep. Yep. Man, we go through it every day. It's like, especially the higher up we get. Oh my God, man. And you know, that's what I mean by being alone. Like, it's not a lot of us, man. Even when you talk about the squares and all that, it's not a lot of us, man.
Yeah, I tell my kids all the time, be a nerd. They live a good life.
They do.
All the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Be a nerd. I mean, because I recognize what happened when I decided to stop being a nerd. The shift happened so quick. I mean, I
Yeah.
was nerdish, but I wasn't a full-fledged nerd anymore because I was too busy trying to be social and be cute and be in the know and making poor choices and trying to be messy because I thought that was the popular thing to do and and all of that. And now, granted, there was, to your point, of a support system. I had parents and family members, in and around me all the time, reminding me of like, no, you know better. You know what I mean? So that's why I was able to be nerdish. You know what I mean? And still remember what was, important at the end of the day and be where I am. But okay, we're gonna move on.
All right.
So what is your first and best childhood memory?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, all right? I don't tell a lot of people this. Like, most of my childhood memories are of my dad being on drugs. And I can't even lie about it. Like, all of my early memories in life, like, that's all I remember. That's all I remember. Like, I'm talking about, I still remember the color of the syringes. And this is like over 30, 35 years ago. So that's what sticks out.
Really?
Yeah.
So are there happy memories though?
So honestly, the whole arc of my dad being on drugs gave me, you remember Karate Kid, the first one, not the new, but the first one. He got Danielson doing all that stuff, and he didn't, like, it gave me a lesson that I didn't even know that I learned.
Okay, what was that?
It taught me about resiliency before I even knew about it. You know what I mean? And just seeing my dad go through that and the struggle and seeing how hard it was at first, and to see him overcome that, and to see that he did it for us, it's like that was a fully ingrained lesson, like from beginning to end, and I didn't even know it. And I just stopped one day when I was like 20 something and just realized that, like, I have some strength that I didn't even know I have, and I can draw from something from somebody else that I didn't even have to go through.
Yeah, because you're the youngest. You're the youngest of 4, right? No, 4, right? Okay. Yeah. Were you the most resilient?
Well, I don't know. My sister is bad. My sister is. She's
the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay.
My sister went to Carolina and dude. She down there in Atlanta. She work at, is it Grayson Hospital or
Grady? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. My sister's a doctor.
Okay. Well, so she was so much older.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember her. I remember your brother.
Yeah, she grew up. She grew up with my grandparents outside of Charlotte. So.
Okay. No, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. She wasn't around a lot, but yeah, I probably call her the most resilient. I ain't even gonna take that from her.
Because she saw it early and was like, "This is what I need to do," or somebody else saw for her what she needed to do.
Yeah. She was she was pregnant with her son right after she was about to enroll in Carolina, and that support system my parents were there for, know, and they helped her get through. And I just look at moments like that, like, anything could have happened where she could have slipped through the cracks, if her support system wouldn't have stepped up for her at the time.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's awesome. Have you said like any of that out loud before? What was the hardest decision you had to make, and who did it impact?
The hardest decision I've ever had to make is when my family split apart. And of course it affected my children. Because, like, oh Lord, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I was a family man, you know what I mean? We were together for 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, but
that's awesome.
Things happen. Well, it was awesome.
Well, I mean, yeah, because think the Black family.
Yeah, we went through a lot from the very beginning, and it just didn't work. And a lot of situations like that is hurtful when people do stay together.
Yeah.
And Um, I'm still not over that
I
to
was
this
gonna say,
day.
I was gonna ask, are you
Because
still
that's something
hurting?
like, yeah, because that's something that you don't, that's a wound that doesn't close, man. Like when you don't see your kids anymore like you too.
Yeah.
Like, man, my kids are like my best friends, and yeah, it's just it was just needed though.
Yeah.
I think things would have been worse, if we would. We have to make hard decisions as adults. You know what I mean? So, it was a hard decision, and I think we're better for it. But man, situations like that, I don't know. I don't wish that on anybody.
That's real.
So yeah, that's you asked the hard questions for a reason, right?
I do, but I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying to bring out. I wasn't trying to make it difficult or emotional for you.
No, we good.
But I will tell you though, I feel honored that you feel like you can be that vulnerable in front of me, and I feel, to your point about being a Black man in the United States of America, or being a Black man in general, you don't have to. You don't appear to be someone who feels like they have to cry in the dark, and so that speaks volumes within itself. And you don't know who may hear this and feel like I can do the same. Like, I was able to listen to this man's story and hear, some of his pain, and him be vulnerable in front of a Black woman, for one. You know what I mean? Because I think that's probably part of the hardest part. You don't want to appear, weak or less strong. Less strong when I say less strong, I mean like in your community, because we're a community of people, right? You know what I mean? And that's not historically, that's not popular. You know what I mean? It's definitely, against the grain. So
what messes me up? Like the two men that taught me that it was all right to cry are Tupac and Allen Iverson.
Really?
Two of the hardest.
Yeah.
All these dudes, like, y'all got it wrong. Like the realest dudes we ever had taught me it was okay to cry. That's what's being real. That's what you have tear ducts for.
Yeah. You preaching right now. With that being said, when you hear the quote, so I'll preface it. Eric Thomas is one of my favorite motivational speakers. Him and Ike Johnson. Ike Johnson specifically is from this area, or from an area called Kirkwood here. And I just love listening to their messages, because I feel like they are not, they keep you humble in their humbling messages, because they're not above your head. They're not trying to use, these large, larger than life words. And I think when you keep it simple, you reach more people. You can reach the masses. And so he was saying this quote, and I heard it and I was like, man, this is perfect for this interview with you. And the quote is, repetition deepens impression. What comes up for you when you hear that?
Repetition deepens impression. What I get from that, personally, and I could be wrong, but what I get from that is like, when you know your shit, you know your shit. That's what I get from it. Because, like with what I do, like if I had to go to a speaking engagement with some kids or whoever, like I don't need I don't need to train for it, because this is what I do every day. I do this every day. I don't have to write anything down. This is my life. This is what I'm living. And like, you can tell the difference between people. Just like we talk about something like the NBA, you can tell the difference between somebody that's just in the NBA and somebody that loves the game of basketball, because they're giving it their all.
Yep. They're truly walking in their gift. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they practice and they work on their craft. And that's when you talk about repetition. If you don't give yourself the repetition, you're not gonna be as deep as the other person that's been working that hard. So I don't know if that if that had anything to do with what you were saying.
Spot on. I mean, because it's what it means to you. That's why I'm like, what comes up for you when you hear it? And if it means you own your stuff, you know what I mean? Nobody can take that away from you. To your point, like if you've been preparing and practicing, whether you were intentional about it, you do it all the time enough to even leave an impression. You know what I mean, on your audience, but they can feel your preparation, which I say, you know, preparation breeds progress. And so that's spot on. It's what it means to you. You know what I mean? And that's why I asked the question, because I feel like what you're doing even for yourself and for the community, you know, being a food fighter, and I want you to tell us how you came up with that. Being a food fighter means you are intentionally trying to make sure you do something every day to decrease the number of people that are hungry for whatever it is, whether it's peace of mind, which it sounds like to you, that's a piece of it, peace of mind, or literally having something to eat. Whatever that hunger or whatever that desire is, you know, whatever they're desiring to feed, it sounds like that's what you're fighting for. So can you tell the audience, like, how did you come up with the term food fighter?
Why you do that? I was waiting on you to forget that question. So look, people, hold on. So I'm gonna be honest with you. People were like, boy, this dude a mess. So I was on this dating website and I didn't want to say what job that I went. And that's the only reason I came up with that, okay?
You were on a dating website and what?
No, I didn't want to put my full job title up there because I didn't want anybody to know like fully where I worked at, but I do want people to know what I do. And so I just came up with I don't even know if I came up with it or not. It just popped in my head that night.
You came up with it?
Used it. Huh?
You came up with it. That's dope though. So that's the thing, like your ideas come out of the best ideas come out of the craziest place, the places you would never imagine. Never. You know what I mean?
And get me off these dating websites, man. I going crazy like
no,
this,
apparently we don't, because it is serving the greater good, because you keep coming up with all these good ideas. Whether you find a person or not, you are finding your purpose.
I hear you.
So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up. This is my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts of the show, if you will, because this part is called Finish These Statements. So this portion of the show, finish these statements. So I'm gonna say a statement, and you gotta fill in the blank. All right. I am
striving.
Nice. My favorite song is
James Brown, Try Me. Try me.
I love it. My why is why is there so many human beings on this planet with no common sense? You asking a question. I'm asking you why. Who is the why? What are you doing what you're doing? Who are you doing what you're doing for?
For the voiceless, for the powerless, for the weak, for the people who can't stand up for themselves or don't know how to stand up for themselves.
That's dope. That's absolutely appropriate. Okay. People think I am, but I am really.
People think I'm crazy, but I'm just mad.
Okay. I get really nervous when
my kids are in need.
That hit different. When I hear blank, I'm running to the dance floor.
Nothing, because I don't dance.
I was about to say. Yeah. I was about to say, yeah, you have really changed if you run to the dance floor. Anyway, that's
I'm not running to no. You know what? If the lottery win a song, come on, I'll run to the dance. Yeah. We'll run to the dance floor then.
That's funny. I know all the lines too.
Almost every gangster rap song from the 90s. Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood.
For sure. Timeless pieces.
Yeah.
Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
What?
this ascension of our people. Y'all ain't stopping this.
Like it. Awesome.
I mean it.
I know. I know. Well, family, this concludes episode 11 of Documenting Dreams. I want to thank my special guest, Nick Robertson, my homeboy, founder of the Raleigh Relief Project, the food fighter who is driving his purpose, whether it's on the dating app or in real time on the streets of Raleigh. We are grateful for what you are doing. I know I am. It's nice to know that I'm 6 hours away and that there are still people taking care of the community that I love and, so appreciate all the things that I gain from it, and to know that there are people out there that still want to protect it, like you and my sister, and the Brian Burnett's of the world and all the other people that are out there that we grew up with, Isiyama for sure, that want to continue to protect what is, as a part of our history. You know what I mean? It's so important that we have people that want to do the work that we're doing. And I'm glad that you agreed to be one of the front runners. So thank you so much for being here. I can't wait for the Dreamers family to hear the things that you're sharing. And I hope that someone will find you and reach out to you and decide that they want to duplicate the things that you're doing in the community. So thank you again. And can't wait to hear more about what you're doing.
All right. Well, I appreciate the invite. Love what you're doing as well. So let's keep it up. You have me on the next episode. I'm going to be out on dating sites by then. So y'all help a brother out. Okay. All right. Help a brother out.
That is the end of the show, family.
Appreciate you.